Hey, welcome back everybody in Mark's Basement Arcade, EM and Chat Repair. We are going to finish up probably most of the top of the playfield, and underneath the playfield we will finish. I did start a little bit of it already, just so you guys know. What else? We're going to put the pop bumper on, get this last bank on. I did 3 of the banks already. I have 1 bank left to do. They turned out really pretty, clean, beautiful, sexy. But yeah, they're awesome. So we gotta put that on yet. We have to do some rubbers. I still gotta clean some metal parts on here. But yeah, that's about it. So I think we should get to putting that pop bumper on. Here we go. Get this camera over here. I'm gonna need my drink of choice again. Gotta dig one out of the fridge. Dorm fridge over there. So we got the Arnold Palmer light half and half. I like the light, and then I like the zero sugar one. They're both good. I do like the original one, but I can't drink that stuff. Alright. Welcome whoever's watching. I'm Mark from Mark's Basement Arcade. Let me move my stuff over. There's me. Well, there's Midwest Gaming Classic, and there's me. So I do a bunch of how-to videos on rebuilding everything on a pinball machine. And this is a live show that I do. So let's get going. Pop bumper. Got this all cleaned up. Here's a new mod that I do. Come on, you can focus. Holy crap, you don't want to focus. I will force you to focus then. There we go. This is a wedge bulb in a bayonet socket. What I do is I take the legs from the wedge bulb and I bend them straight. I solder one onto the bottom of the pad and one to the frame of the body, and then it gets coated with glue gun, not glue gun, wax gun, whatever, the hot wax gun, and that secures the bulb in there. That way, we can get a battery. Hopefully it's a good one. Ooh, I got some over here too. One of these has to be good. The reason why I do this is because that's a brand new one. I wonder if it's good. There. You can flick this thing. Let's get it to stay in there. You can flick this all you want, and it's not gonna come out. Hot glue gun, that's it. That's a hot glue gun. So this bulb is in here, it's soldered in, and then it's hot glued in. So we're not getting any vibrations from it or leaking. And I've been informed that the Twitch is a verified user account. I just verified myself on Twitch. It took a couple seconds. I just had to verify my phone number with Twitch, because just so Twitch knew who I was, and yeah, it was a couple seconds, and so yeah, if you can't chat, do that. If not, I don't know what I can do for you. Alright. Let's get this here. Like that. I need to make sure that we're going to be pointing up. So that's got to go like that. That'd be that. Okay, that's the top. Chrome trim ring, or pop bumper ring. Skirt, spring, and then the cap that seals it all down. Like that. Now this is spring loaded. Keeps itself where it needs to be kept. We have the point right here on top. Zoom you in a little bit. Now there's going to be screws. One here and one here we got to put in. Which are these screws. These are like a countersunk wood screw almost. I will show you those as I get them in. We got that done. Those screws, they just sit in there like that, and then we take the bulb and it goes through that hole and just gets pushed down. That thing's probably gonna fall out on me when I flip this playfield over. I'm gonna try to get my hand under there. There, I got bent one of the tabs, so that bulb won't fall out. Let's take those screws and put them under here. Let's get to some of the Playfield stuff, rubber rings and stuff. We can do some of those, and we'll get underneath the Playfield and get to putting this together. I already put the metal guides on. That was pretty boring, uneventful. Just pound them in. But figured we might as well do some of these with you guys or girls. I'm gonna save her up on top somewhere. The reason why I did one side is because this way I can just look at the opposite side to see how everything went in. So I kind of cheated. Otherwise I gotta sit and look at my phone and watch a video on my phone of what needed to be done. And I didn't feel like doing that with you guys. So I figure if I do half of it, I got half of it done. So anybody in chat right now going to Expo? If you are, I might see you. If you're going, I'll be at the Pinball Olympics first. And then after that, I'll be at Expo. what I was doing was the leaf on that top there was bent kind of crazy. And when you see him at Expo, I'll be the good looking guy wearing the blue Mark's Basement Arcade shirt. I believe those are good. Might as well leave that there. We got other ones to do. But yeah, I'll be there. No, that's got a metal thingy on top of it. But yeah, stopping. Oh, okay, good. Glad to see you again. How's your machine look so far? And we're in the wrong spot. Just getting the posts back on. After I do some of these. Can't remember which one these ones. These ones were the. I got my guide here. Those are E's and those are B's. No, those are D's, which are 2.5. And the tops are E's. Okay, I was right. That one we gotta open up a little bit. Well, there ain't too much I can do with that one. What I can do is I'll just make them both kind of tight. There. Yeah, that's a new thing I've been doing. It's just, it keeps them from not falling apart. I've been experimenting with all different ways of using the sockets, and the bulb is never coming out to begin with. Nobody pulls LEDs out and throws them in the garbage. These sockets are kind of junk after you use them once, after they've been used once. So even the new ones do not hold bulbs good in pop bumpers. So I'm like, what can we do? A lot of people will take the bulbs, wedge bulbs apart and pull the guts out of them and then put them at the bottom of the socket, and that works good too. I just kind of like the socket to be in there. If you take them out of the bulb and drop them to the bottom, it lights up more of the housing, but I don't know. I guess that's kind of good for like clear ones. Let's see, we had 4 of those. Those are 1 inch. This one is a hard one to do. Very hard one to do. I'm gonna put this one in. Let me try this side first. These are just a real pain in the butt to do. So you got to get the rubber band around there, get the screws in, and tighten the screws down while you're trying to keep the post straight to get the screw in. You'll see. What I'm going to do, it's a pain in the butt either way. So I got to stretch that like that. I'm going to try to keep this like that. Get a screw into it. But yeah, it's a pain in the butt either way. I'm going to try to get the ring underneath the post this time. So now I got to get this ring. See what I mean? Get it. These are pain. Gottlieb, you suck. Couldn't figure out how to do it a different way, Gottlieb, huh? But I got, yeah, all the chrome is all polished up on here. I gotta clean up the trough yet. But yeah, that's another fun one I get to do. Okay, there's these I can get in right away. These aren't bad. But yeah, I got that one drop target to put in yet. And then this is almost done. Well, I have to do everything in my cabinet yet. I gotta rebuild all the cabinet stuff yet. The whole cabinet board needs to be rebuilt. What is that? That's a C, which is a 1-inch. Trying to figure out what these 3/4 ones are for. Oh, those go way down there. There. I want it to be tight on it, but not tight where it's pinching in the rubber. I got it to the point where it's just about touching the rubber, so it can go right past. But I don't want to be so tight where it's pinching the rubber and it'll cut the rubber. That's my goal with that. Okay, this I can put here. Now this one is also a fun one up here. Let me get the posts for it. Another fun one. Hey, what's up? S-Config, I haven't seen you in a while. You've been here before. I believe you have. Because that name sounds familiar. Either that or I've seen you in another chat. There we go. Now these, there's another fun one. Okay, yes, good. Welcome. This goes like that. That goes like that. That goes like that. It's just another weird one how Gottlieb did these. Let me get this one tightened down almost all the way. There. That goes like that. That. Yeah, it's goofy how they did these. Let's see if I can get that started a little bit. Oh. Yeah, I don't really go on Discord. I just post on Mark's Basement Arcade on my what do you call it? Facebook, and then on YouTube. Since I'm the only one still streaming, also. Let me make sure that those, I can get a ball roll through them. I might have to heat those up a little bit, take them back off, heat them up. I believe the ball will go down through them. Oh yeah. have to probably get my heat gun and hold these like that and just warm them up and then get them straight. I will have to do that. But this one I'm going to take and put over here like that, because I got a part of the drop bank assembly is going to pop up through there. So we don't want that going through. I think we are kind of all done with the top of the playfield. The rest of the stuff I'm just going to fiddle around with off camera, but I kind of just wanted you guys to see. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Just wanted you guys all to see how that is going. And let's just throw these back in the box. Alright. So Ryan is also a streamer. He's also on Twitch. So Ryan, if you want to put your link up there for your channel, go right ahead. And if anybody else is a streamer on Twitch, go for it. Alright, yeah, I got everything done up here, I think. This is going to flop over here because I have to get this metal switch through, and I think if I stretch that over, it's going to give me a little pain in the butt to do. And also there's no bulb there because I had to bend the socket out of the way to get at this leaf to begin with, which was a royal pain. So yeah, we're going to flip it over. This thing gets heavier every time. It's going to be a day where I'm going to just have to call it quits on rebuilding these things. I don't know. I can't get any good help to help me with these things. None of my kids are interested in learning pinball, which sucks. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this back on. This is the basically shooter lane. I might as well put this on while I'm thinking of it. I take this off just so I can wax. It makes it easier so I can wax and polish the playfield. One thing out of the way makes everything just so much better. Hey, no problem, man. No problem. Alright, this is going to be just fun. It's going to be me putting a screw through the playfield and then trying to line up the hole that's in here. There's the hole. Hey, you get to see my bald head. Okay, there, oh, did I find it? I think I did. I'm going to try a different screw. Let's try this end one here. I might be able to get my head under there to actually see it. But yeah, this way, the wood and everything underneath, and then I can get at the lane so much easier. Well, shit. Did I have it the right way? Yeah, I did. But I have to put it this way. That's probably why I didn't find any holes. Okay, I found a hole there. No, I found the wrong hole. Okay, did I find that hole? Okay, now I got him. I believe. start turning this. So pulling it in. Yeah. Let's unscrew this one all the way. There we go. Alright, now I can screw it in. This one too. So what I need to do, it's threading into the Playfield and the guide itself. There. So I have to back it out in order to get it to get into the thing, the hole correctly. Oh, and if anybody wants to know, my dad is doing super good, which I don't understand how that guy does this, but the doctor said we cannot do anything more for your father. He has to go to rehab to get his strength back, and he can go wherever he needs to go from there. So, which is good. If he would have stayed in his apartment much longer, I don't think he would be getting out of the hospital. So it's good that he's recovered so well, which is crazy. He was like on the verge of death, and now he's just like, oh, like nothing happened, which is really weird to me. But yeah, he's 82 years old. Not the healthiest lifestyle in the world, but that's him. Alright, let's get this off so I can clean the spoon. You always got to readjust this anyways. I left this purposely off this bank just to get at the pop bumper easier. Also, what is a healthy lifestyle? Not drinking like a fish, not living in filth, bathing regularly. He's living in a hood in a kind of like a very ultra low income rooming house. He gets fed there. They give him food. That's part of the rent. He has a refrigerator in his room, a little dorm fridge. And that's about that. But he hasn't been, since he's been sick, hasn't been bathing good, and he's been falling down. He broke his shoulder clavicle, I believe it is. Broke his clavicle. What else? He had internal bleeding. They don't know where that was from. It just stopped though, which is the weird part. That just stopped. What else? The bathing part, I think that led to his respiratory failure, because if you don't bathe, you get really ultra stinky. And when I went to go see him in the hospital, in the emergency room, I couldn't even get near the man. I couldn't even get in the room. I just got punched in the face with very, very, very I dry heave thinking about that smell. It is the most disgusting smell I've ever smelled in my life. He had bed bugs on him, and there's cockroaches in his apartment, and yeah, it's a hood, you know. It's just, whoa. But anyways, that's what happens when you hit rock bottom and you lose everything in life. Okay, my thing is heated up all the way. But yeah, that's what happens. It was kind of nice though. I got to take my children there to visit them once, and it scared the hell out of them. So it was a lesson for them. I'm like, this is what happens when you hit rock bottom. I'm like, you need to stay in school, keep your job, no drugs, alcohol, all that stuff. It's a great lesson for them. Alright, that's that. Might as well put that out of my way over here. So I do got other soldering to do. That is good. That is good. Those should be completely out of the way of everything. Alright, let's get the switch down. We got that cleaned up. The spoon, you really need to make sure it's clean and gunk free. Because with that being dirty, you're going to have one hell of a time getting your pop bumper to act correctly. I'm going to take these down almost all the way. I want a little wiggle room out of it. This is a real quick way to adjust your pop bumper. I hold my finger down and push it on it down real hard. Usually when I do that, it keeps, see how that red post? It's not even wiggling a little bit. It keeps that whole mech perfectly centered. This is what it would look like. Let me see if I can get in here tight. Yeah, his chance to move up actually is him getting sick like this. So if I turn it a little bit, I got the, what do you call it, skirt moved a little bit. Now if I push it, you can see how it moves just a little bit. So if I held it and I had the switch off just a little bit, the minute I let go of the switch, it'd go out of whack. But you want your pop bumper to be perfectly smack in the middle of that. And other thing too, I can see the spoon is on an angle. So I'm going to go to the front of the machine, twist it, look at it. Take this. It's still off a little bit. I don't know how the hell that got twisted. Now I gotta check and see if it's still if it's still in tune. We should call it that. In tune. And it is. Alright. That is set. It's straight. See, now if you take that spoon, oops. If you take that spoon and it's off level anyway, like if it's dived down like that, you can get fast action in the back, but not in the front. And if you dive it down on this side, you can get fast action on the pump upper on this side and hardly anything on that side. That's why you need the spoon to be perfectly level, forwards, backwards, and side to side, to get the best action out of your pop bumper. So what I need to do now is I have to get a little tilt out of that. I gotta tilt it down just a little bit. There. I'm not getting any action out of the top. I'm getting some, not like out of the bottom. So I take that spoon and I'm going to tilt it forward a little bit. I'm probably going to have to readjust it after this. I don't know. No, it's still holding. Yeah, I'm getting good action out of it now. Yeah, there we go. Great action. That's just enough. I'm getting the exact same action out of the switch. It's contacting the exact same way now. I could open that gap up a little bit though. Just a little bit. I want it to be just about the size of a credit card. The gap between the spoon and that contact. Just enough for a credit card to fit in there. That will give you your best bang for the buck on your hitting. Yeah, there you go. Life lessons. Stay in school. Don't be an alcoholic. Okay. Here we go. I have to get, what do you call it? A new sleeve for that, I believe. Alright. Yeah, my dad, he's always been that way his whole life, which is really scary is that I did not turn out like that at all. My sister and my brother had their battles, but I didn't, I guess. I lived with my dad the longest though. So I think that's where I learned in my experiences not to, you know, go that route, because I lived with it for so long. So my sister, yeah, that's a whole nother story right there. My brother, he had to battle his addiction with alcohol too. But yeah, they're both doing good now. Alright, let's get this apart and we'll clean it. And let's put you guys in here. We gotta take this apart and clean every little piece of it. Metal's on the bottom and fibers on top. So we get the pop pumper done. We can get on the drop bank. This is naphtha. If anybody wants to know what that is. I keep it separate. This way I can just do what I want, you know, for amount. I don't like using it out of the can, because if you dunk your rag on top of the can and then turn the can over, you're eventually gonna do it on the dirty part of the rag and get dirt and contaminants in your, what do you call it, your junk. your naphtha. You're just going to contaminate it. So if I use a little eyedropper, I'll never contaminate my naphtha. I do that with rubbing alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Not rubbing alcohol. It's the same thing, but I use a higher grade of rubbing alcohol, I would say. I never use rubbing alcohol for rubbing alcohol either. Imagine it feels great getting your back rubbed with that. This is kind of nice one, pop bumper. Alright, how's this gonna go? Let's get this together. Okay, where did I put the plunger? Right there. I love when I do that. It's on the bottom. That's on the top. And I did it backwards. There. That's better. There we go. Come on. And did I put that? That's on there, right? Yeah. Just didn't seem like it for some reason. Don't know why. She swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster for this month for me. Past month. With my dad. But yeah, they're kicking him out of the hospital. There. And what did I do wrong? Oh, I missed this bottom one. Son of a... Come on. I think I'm going to watch a James Bond movie tonight. Maybe. So here's that. I have, what do you call it to watch too? Stargate. I might watch Stargate instead. I think I'll watch Stargate instead. I got the Stargate, director's cut or something like that. I guess it's like the longer version, extended cut. I've been wanting to see that for a little bit. So maybe I'll watch that tonight. I watched Joe Dirt yesterday. Come on, I get magnet. Joe Dirt was yesterday. And then the other day was Good Morning Vietnam. Great movie if nobody's seen that. I guess it's based on a loosely based on a true story, or based on a fully based on a true story about a DJ in Vietnam. There we go. Maybe we tighten it down. Maybe we won't have to fight that other side so much. Get that there. But yeah, let's get to some EM repair. a lot of people, they just want to get their machines working. This game was made 50 years ago, 45 years ago, or whatever. I highly doubt in that 45 years your machine's been taken apart at least once and rebuilt. I highly doubt it. And if it hasn't, it really needs to. Because look how many years it worked. Yeah, Robin Williams, yeah, great guy. If you haven't rebuilt a game in the 50 years or 45 years, chances are it would love it. And that's why I go through these games completely, every switch and everything like that, and rebuild them. This game's gonna love it. We got some good action there. We got great action there. So to make sure I didn't whack anything messing around with it. And that's all good to go. But yeah, these machines need to be rebuilt. But yeah, you get all these people are like, oh yeah, my machine has just started doing this weird thing. You know, what can I do? My thing is, rebuild the damn machine. You know, just get in there and rebuild it. It's just, when you start fixing these EMs, you're just going down a rabbit hole of a bunch of other crap that needs to get done. It's a never-ending story. I tried fixing EMs, just, you know, doing the little thing, you know, fixing them, getting them back to get. No, it never worked, because I was just floating around between this and that, and it was just a pain in the butt. So this one, I had to take and leave this switch on right here, because this switch was being a dick and didn't want to come off. And I wasn't about to tear apart this whole mech for one switch that was being a dick and didn't want to come off. So I did that. I left the one on, and then I just desoldered it, because these are just not fun when they don't want to work with you. Did I clean all these? It looks like it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, they're all good. I didn't clean that one. They all got a good polish to them. I knew there was one I didn't clean, because it was on the mech still. But anyways, yeah, these games, they need that cleaning bad. And that's what I'm doing with this game. It's getting a full tear down, full rebuild. It needs it. This game did, yeah, I would say loosely say work. It did things when I played it. It did things, we'll say that. Correctly? Yeah, some of them. But no, it needed a full tear down. Okay, yeah. I've been starting to get more into solid state work. So yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, pull out some caps, put some new caps in, which is pretty easy. Until you get into the surface mount stuff. I don't know none of that. I'm sorry I'm in your way, but I gotta get these screws in. I don't know how else to do it without being in your way. But yeah, Comet, I just rebuilt boards on that. new caps and some headers I replaced. Put NVRAM in it. That's always scary to do your first, second, third time. NVRAM when you got to desolder a chip. Desolder a chip and then solder a, what do you call it in there? Forgot what the a socket. Solder a socket in. And then when you push the chip in, sometimes those things make a little weird noise, which can be enough to freak you out there. So, anybody else here going to Pinball Expo? I know Kevin is. Just wondering if anybody else was, because I'll be there. I'll be the really good looking guy with the blue Mark's Basement shirt. Mark's Basement arcade shirt. I'll be that guy. And if you want any merch, here's some swag link. And then there's my, what do you call it? My subscribe. Yeah, that happens. Pinball, you really have to trust your friends on pinball. I mean, really have to trust your friends. Where you can tell them, I am picking up this machine. We'll put it this way, if they are your friends in pinball, they won't mess with your deal until you say you're done with it. But I always tell people, do not tell people you're buying a machine. Buy it and then tell people you bought the machine. Because if you tell somebody, hey, there's this getaway somewhere around here, and the guy only wants, $500 for it, somebody's going to find it, and then screw you out of it. Unless it's one of your buddies, and that won't happen then. But I've heard of it so many times. Hey, what do you know about this game? This guy right here is selling it. Thinking about buying it. And they're like, oh, never mind. Somebody went and bought it on me now. And then hours later, you hear somebody, oh yeah, check out this new game I just scored. Got a deal on it. But yeah, pinball is one of those things where unfortunately some sellers will not honor deals you make with them when cash is involved at a higher price point. I'm one of those guys that'll be like, yeah, I told you $1,500, it's still 15. There we go. Oh, I still don't like that. Oh. Now is that on? Yes. Here, the next one that's going to go on. Let me put a little blob of solder on there. Bigger blob. But yeah, pinball guys they're cutthroat unless they're your friends. There we go. Let me see how good those are on now. It's a drop target bank. I'm not messing around. There we go. We are on there good. Oh yeah, that ain't coming off. Now I gotta get these. Am I from 1500? Yeah. It happens. Sometimes I get really super killer deals, and I'm just like quiet about it. And then I buy them. But I have a guy, a friend, that's local, who's got a bunch of machines, and he wants to sell them to me. So I usually buy a lot of machines off one guy. This was one machine I actually got from him. He likes the way I refurbish games, and he wants to see them done right. And that's one reason why he sells to me, because he knows I'm going to do the game right. I'm sorry if I'm in your way, but I don't know how else to get these screws in here. And one more. There. I got those all in. So see how my drop targets work. Make sure everyone opens up. I'm just verifying switch opening. I can just do this too. Every switch is open. Okay, that's good. Let's get some screws down in there. I got a couple machines actually from some of my good friends. I got my Victory from a good friend, and my Space Shuttle from my good friend, and Hit the Deck from a good friend. Hit the Deck was a game I was going to flip. That was a flipping game. But then my wife saw it and said it was her machine. She liked the way it was so odd. So I guess Hit the Deck is a staying in a house game now. It is a great game though. It's just a very crazy game. Alright. We got that almost done. I gotta get back over here. Get this last switch on. And where is the switch? Here it is. Is that clean too, right? Yep. I have to clean these switches here yet. I have not cleaned any of them. So those are never fun to do. I was going to clean half of them and I kind of like forgot. There's that. This is why the socket is bent out of the way. So I could get in there to put these screws in. There. I'll bend that socket back. We got to solder this wire on. Which goes back here. Okay. And again with these are all the same. Yellow goes in the back. Let's see if I can get a better way on this. Yellow goes in the back. Brown goes on the front. Those are on. I think I'm done soldering. Yeah, I am. Let's turn that off. Yeah. Yeah, that's done. I am done soldering. All right. And then these switches are working. Except for this one. Yeah. Yeah, those are all working. There, let's get this coil back on. That crappy bracket that was over there, I cleaned that up the other day when I put that one back together. So there was no fun seeing that. It was like corroded and stuff, and I put it through the rock tumbler. It should be in 9/64. Yeah. I got a song running through my head, and none of you guys will ever know which one it is because it's from a local band. It's called Vision of the Heart. The band's name was Broken Shadows. Great local band. It's been, geez, 25 years since they broke up. They got their one tape they made. And my friend was good friends with all of them. They actually had their music recorded on tape, not cassette tape, but reel to reel or something, and they transformed it to MP3 format, and then he gave me copies of that, so now I can listen to them in my car. But yeah, now all these drop banks are rebuilt. Every light underneath the Playfields been changed to warm white non-ghosting. That's smooth as silk. Yep. Alright, we got that done. This is all garbage now. This is just throw my garbage in it. We have some other stuff to do. We can get these lane guides in. That's right, I put them under here. What fell down? Nothing. Yeah, lane guides. These also have been completely went through the rock tumbler, and they're also all nice and clean too, which is awesome. I think they're all exactly the same. Let's put them over here. I believe all these are exactly the same except for 3. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Yep. They're all exactly the same except for 3. I don't know where one of them... Oh, one of them goes right here. This one. That one goes right there. Might as well just get rid of the oddball ones right away. Or at least 2 of them. I'm not going to put them all in. Okay, yeah, I just did that. I did remove them on this one. Let me look on Hollywood Heat. I actually have it right behind me. Look at that. How convenient for you, hey? And welcome to the chat. Okay, these are, yeah, these are going to be the exact same. This one has no boards in it whatsoever. It's getting rebuilt, trust me. It's just the boards had a lot of issues. I will show you how to take one of those out right away. We will work on this one right here. I will show you how to take that out. It's got to come out, so I'll show you how I start to do it. You will need a block of wood. This is what, half-inch block of wood. What size is this? Let me make sure. Yeah, they call it a 1/2 inch, but it's really like, this would, I think it would be, it's either, they would call it a 1/2 inch or 3/4, but where are we? Right there. You can see what it is. It's just below 3/4 of an inch thick. A little bit smaller might actually be good too. Anyways, you're going to lay that down like that. You're going to take your screwdriver and you're going to use this as your lever. You're just going to go like this really lightly, and there. See? Popped right out. Just like that. Hope that helped. But yeah, you want a nice long screwdriver and a fat, thick screwdriver that's not going to bend, because you want to get that leverage out of it. So yeah, I hope that will help you. But yeah, the problem is with these Gottliebs, you will damage the playfield just a little bit pulling them out, because unlike a Williams where these are just perfectly round all the way down, Gottlieb kind of like pinched them so they would stay into the wood. So when you do pull them out, it will ruin this area just a little bit. Not enough to really notice, but if you sat there and look at it, you might see it. But yeah, hey, you're welcome. And while you're here, I have a bunch videos. I have over 1,000 videos. If you want to see more of stuff I have to offer. Okay, where are we? We are right here. So yeah, I'm Mark from Mark's Basement Arcade. So yeah, the Hollywood Heat is actually going to be a video series coming up. I started it, but I got a problem with the boards, so the boards went out for repair. The game would not boot. It's been kind of a dead game for a while. People who bought it as a non-working game. I got it to boot a little bit, but it got issues. If you like flex the MPU, it would boot, and if you didn't flex it, it wouldn't. But yeah, hopefully you can find some other cool stuff. But yeah, these just go in there. This I'm gonna throw back in there because I'm not gonna walk around and do every single one on this playfield. Some of these are backwards. Okay. So they got lefties and righties on this game. They are the same, but there's left side ones and right side ones. See, like, if you look at that one, and then look at that one. They're both exactly the same, except for the wire guide comes off of this side and the wire guide comes off of that side. And this side of playfield gets those. I did not realize that they were left and right on this game. Don't know why Gottlieb did that. If you just moved your leaf switches over, you wouldn't need to have made left and right guides. So they could have just took this switch and put it over here, and this switch and put it over there, and use the exact same guides for the whole damn machine, instead of making left ones and right ones. I know sometimes you're stuck with making using the correct ones. Other times you're not. Let's do a couple more. But yeah, what a coincidence that I got a Hollywood Heat sitting here that I could show you right smack on how to do it. I'll put these two in and we'll go to something else. All these switches I went through already. That's why you see the little blue line on it, because that means I cleaned them. I always mark my stuff because you never know when you're going to get pulled away for a long time and not be able to get back to working on the machine. And proof of that is exactly what just happened with me. And my dad Alright, let's get that there. Look at a big sponge part right there from when I was cleaning the playfield. Big splop of sponge. trying to figure out what game to do after this on the MGC stream. So I really don't have any other games to do. All the rest of them are customer games that I'm in the middle of doing. But I do got a Vagabond I have to get done. So maybe that one. This one needs a little tweaking. It's a tweaker. Yeah. Let's loosen this up and see if we can twist the whole bracket. No, I'm going to have to twist that from the other side. Let's just do this. So much easier doing it this way. Yep. Hey, look at that. It works now. I imagine there's going to be another switch somewhere else. I'm going to have to do the opposite to. I will have to verify with balls. In order to get these switches right, you always have to use a ball to roll over them to get, because usually when you push your finger, you're going to push it in this groove here. So if you use, I guess this would work too. That's working. Yeah, they're working. Since this is flat, that's going to go across the playfield. That will get it too. All right, we got that. Let's go to the flipper bushings. Let's get those back in. These can go back in here. I have to look. Oh, there's holes right there. But yeah, that doesn't tell me jack where the bushing went. The spring, I should say. It's got springs on them, and they got to be put in the right spot for tension. I can't remember if I took a picture of them or what I did. This is going to be fun. There we go. I do got them on there. So now I know how to attach the spring. This one went on there. Let's get two of those in first. That one can go right there. That one can go right there. I'll get those two screwed down. There. And that spring went right there. These are both the same, or are they both different? They're both different. Yeah, there's different. So this one went right like that. So Gottlieb used these tension springs for flipper spring back. Which was really cool. So I'd get one back like that, and it would hook onto the flipper and it would keep it snap back, which was cool. These flipper bushings are in excellent shape, so there was no reason to put brand new ones on. It's like, why put brand new ones on when the original ones are perfect? No reason. They have like zero slop in them. They have the normal amount of slop that they should. But they're in great shape. So I cleaned them up. Cleaned them up really super good. Scrubbed them up. Put them back on. And they'll be good. But trust me, I have replaced flipper bushings that were just like so destroyed. Which one is it now? This one. Same with EOS switches. I know people that put brand new ones on all the time too, but there's nothing wrong with them. These are in perfect shape. They got another 50 years out of them. But then, yes, I have also replaced other ones too, because they were junk. But these ones are in perfect shape. Same with the flipper mechs. These flipper mechs, I'm going to get one here. We get new bats for it, but these flipper mechs I have to clean up yet, but they got no slop in them. Right here and here, they have the factory amount of play, and then that's it. So these I'll just take into the sink and I'll scrub them all up, make them look brand new. We are getting new flipper bats. I decided a little while ago every game is getting new bats. No matter what. Yeah, you can tell how clean this game is. It doesn't have that many hours on it. These, I don't know if they ever were replaced or not. I think they were, because it's got a nut on here. So I think these were replaced at one time. But yeah, it's got very low hours on it. And these are all in excellent shape. So, but we are putting brand new bats on. I used to clean these up. I can get these looking like perfect. However, my last action hero, it had original bats on it that looked really good. And I was playing it and I was blowing up the old bats. So I'm like, you know what? From now on, all games are getting brand new bats on them, regardless. It's one less headache out of my head, you know. So I hate to see I get this game, get it delivered, and then 3 weeks later, you know, hey Mark, the flipper just blew up on me. I'm not about that. So the little bit of money it cost me to put brand new ones on is going to save me time on driving out to somebody's house to put it in and dicking around with it. And no, I just put new bats on completely from now on. Just be done with it. Brand new bats. I think I'm totally done soldering. So I want to get my soldering iron out of here. This is done. Is it hot? No. So I can put it back in there. These I will wrap back up. But we got to get at some of these switches here. We're going to use some sandpaper on some of these because I'm not going to be able to get my what do you call it, Dremel into all these. Not going to be able to. These ones we will need to pull this little clip out. Where are we? Right here, this little clip comes out. That will go on the side there. And these just come right out, but I'm going to do all of them. So when you take all these out, it makes it so much easier just to do one of them. Usually. There we go. Usually it makes it easier to do all of them. And I just put my camera over my cord. See, this is why live stuff is so much fun. Because you're just doing stuff. Let's check that one. I never ohm tested these either. So I guess we're going to ohm test all these too. I believe I had to have ohm tested them. Yeah, I had to have. Where's this one? Right there. Yeah, they're good. I don't know why I didn't think I ohm tested them, but I did. Alright. So these we're just gonna not step on my cord. Casing on these is just all gone. Like that, they're all clean. Some of these, they got hot at one time. Because some of them, the wrapper is just totally smoked on them. So that leads me to tell that we had some stuck switches at one time. There. But these are all specking out perfectly. It's just these three right here, which is weird. It's either that or heat. They're just like dry rotted off. They got warm and they like dry rotted off. Anyways, but they're working. And they're doing their job. I need to get my magnifying head thing. Oh yeah, that Dremel I use, yeah, it does sound brutal, but this is just a cheap Harbor Freight Dremel. This is an actual real Dremel 443 bit. It's like a little wire wheel, and you can get into these contacts and super polish them where they get so clean. And also with these Gottliebs, the contacts were kind of like rivets almost, where the leaves had a hole in them, and they put the contact through it and then smash them down and flatten them. This, if the contacts are loose, it will spin them, and you can see them as you're cleaning them. You will see the top of the rivet, like you can see it like vibrate and spin around. And when it does that, you're getting a poor contact on your switches, and then that lets me know right away that we got issues that need to be addressed. But now I can go in and tweak all these a little bit, which makes it so much easier. That bottom one's a strong one, yeah. What I'm looking right now is for each leaf to move. When I activate the relay. These just need a little tweaking. That one's there. One more, two more. I hate these Gottliebs. I don't hate them, I just hate the leaf system that they used on them. They're like so small. So you have to do such fine adjustments on them. Because they got such a short throw to them. It's got such a fat contact on it too. Those are all done. So now, well, these things are awesome. Harbor Freight, for looking at that little stuff, it's awesome. I highly advise, if you do anything with small little contacts like on an EM, to buy one of those. Even for like board work, they're great to have. I use them when I do board work too. That's another thing I like about these Gottlieb. But what I like about these Gottlieb relays is that they come out like this. They just sit on a shelf, and then the top pokes through with the tab, and there's a hole in it. Oh, what I don't think these got hot and baked. I think they got wet, because these clips that go on the edge here, they all got like a little bit of rust on them. So I think they just got humid, and then they just rotted from that. So they're not like smoked like they're black, they're brown. Like they got, what do you call it? It's not like burned. It's like they like dry rotted from getting wet or damp or humid or something. These games, you never know how they get stored, and that's another reason why you need to go through them and clean them all. Because of that, you don't know how they were cleaned. Now I know all these relays are going to be working perfect because they're clean now. Where's that thing I just had? Here it goes. What do I need to do? I can take this. I'll do this. Wrecking, moving, disapproving vision of the heart. Doot, doot, doot. There. And then I went through these, the fuse clip, and I wrote 2 amp slow blow because there was no documentation on that about these. So I did write 2 amp slow blow on them. But these are all, I went through them all and checked them, and they're all perfect. So underneath the Playfield's basically almost done. I have to go through, I have to finish the switches, putting the rest of these switches together, which we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. We just did, what do you call it? The drop target banks, we rebuilt them. We got the pop bumper rebuilt. We got all the kickers rebuilt. I put cool flex bulbs on them so they light up better than they did originally. This is all got Comet LEDs on it. There, let's see if that you guys can see me over there. This is all Comet LEDs on the Playfield. Underneath the Playfield is completely non-ghosting bulbs. Above the Playfield is just regular retro SMD bullet bulbs, frosted warm white. These are also frosted warm white. I do the frosted because if I do clear, you'll get that one solid blurb on the insert where you can see like a real super bright spot where the bulb is. If I do frosted, it kind of like disperses all the light to the insert and makes them look better. These are all working great. Just want to make sure since I'm under here. We got no drag on anything. Yeah. Those are all working good. The mechs have all been oiled too, where they got metal to metal contact. That's been oiled. Only metal to metal contact on any part of this machine I oiled. No plastic to metal contact, no plastic to plastic contact. None of that gets oil. It's just metal to metal contact. Next thing I got to do is I have to get the cabinet, which is right there. We got to get that, and then the head is right there. We have to get those up and put together so I can pull the guts out of that game and go through it, clean it out, and get that. I gotta move it over a little bit so it doesn't vibrate. The power wire for the pop bumper socket. I just didn't like how close it was. It wasn't really close. I could have left it, I guess. I just felt like maybe it would vibrate, but it probably never would have. Just want to make sure those are tight. Otherwise, yeah, I think the playfield is done. What I have to do is I have to finish rubbering the top of it and then putting the plastics on. Plastics I usually don't do to the last bit because usually the plastics hide switches and you want to get in there and adjust the switches. So plastics are usually like one of the last things I put on. I have to put the top of the apron on before I put it into the playfield, so I got to clean that off. I got to polish that up. I got to go through all the trough parts. All these trough parts I have to take and polish up before they get back into the machine. My goal with doing these machines is eliminate everything that can damage the ball to the point where the ball, when it rolls around the playfield, that can cause it to get chipped and scratched where it can rust quicker. So if every part to deal with the trough, if I polish it, clean it and polish it, you can actually hear that. I hope you can. That is just my thumb rubbing on it. That's just that, and then this is the inside. And then the inside of this. This one's real bad. It's, yeah, dirty. Ball hits it, transfers to the ball, goes around the whole playfield. I don't know of anybody else who takes these apart and polishes them and puts them back together. I know people that clean them, but I polish them. That's just one more odd, crazy little step I do to games. But I'm going to leave this like this, and I'm going to come back when you guys are gone and finish everything underneath here. I'll put on my Sirius on my computer and rock out and put this all back together. So now we're going to be in stereo. There we go. Hey, I can change it. Now I got stereo. Alright, let's just do this. Alright, so yeah, I think that will do it. I should be back next week Sunday at 2. I should be. It all depends. I got some car work that needs to get done too. So I have to, my wife's going to kill me if I don't get her exhaust fixed on her car. And my daughter needs a new belt put on her car. I did the brakes already, but then she came home the other day. She goes, every time I start my car, it squeaks. And then once it warms up, it stops squeaking. So I went out there and started it up, and then I hear, and I shut it off, and I looked at the belt, and the belt's just garbage. So that's not a biggie, but getting that exhaust, the flex pipe just broke on her car, so I cut the flex pipe off. I got a new flex pipe that I got to put on, which isn't the hard part. It's just getting from the flex pipe is a 2-inch to 2.5, I think. Yeah, it's fun. So I got to do that. So Sunday's I'm gonna be here if it's rainy. If it's rainy, I'm gonna be here Sunday. If it's not rainy, I probably won't because I don't have any other day I can get her car fixed. I go back to work on Tuesday. Monday I got doctor's appointment. Then I got to see my dad in the hospital. So hopefully Sunday. If it's raining, I'm going to be here guaranteed. But we'll see. I want to get this done and gone because I have another game right there that I need to work on. Well, I've been slowly working on it. This one, the board should be coming back soon. And I got another game I have to get done for MGC because that's going back to MGC. Ugh. Anyways, here, click that. So yeah, everybody, thanks for coming in. We're going to talk about MGC now. MGC, Midwest Gaming Classic, is the largest show of its kind in the world. It is fully 100% dedicated to... I don't watch football, so I could go right during the game and that wouldn't bother me. But no, I record this, so this will be on my YouTube channel on Monday. So if anybody's watching the game and they want to watch this, they always go on Monday. I do them on Sunday live, and then this same recording will go on Monday. It will go live Monday on YouTube. Won't be live. It will be previously recorded. But anyways, so yeah, Midwest Gaming Classic is the biggest show of its kind in the world because it has everything to do with gaming. It is dedicated to gaming, not pinball, not arcade. Everything to do with gaming. So if you're into board gaming, card playing gaming, cosplay, pinball, arcade, video arcade, console gaming, retro gaming, they actually have a playable retro museum. So you can go back and play like a old Atari 800. I'm old enough to know what Atari 800 is, but they got like all the Ataris, all the Nintendos, everything. They have a whole thing up with all old CRT TVs, and the game systems are all plugged into there like the old original way. You can use your old paddles for some of the games. They have old Mac computers, old I think Windows computers. You can play Oregon Trail and other cool games, but it's a fully 100% interactive retro game museum. Plus, if you bring in a pinball machine or arcade game or something like that, you can get in for the weekend for free. So that's always a plus. Everything is in there is on free play. They have a whole room that's dedicated to board games. You can go in there, and I think you just leave your license or something like that. I can't remember, but then you can play all the board games you want. The Garcade will be there. They will have their own little Garcade inside the Midwest Gaming Classic. And that is April, I believe it is April. Yeah, we still got the old dates. Let's get to it. April 5th through the 7th, 2024. It says it's the Wisconsin Center, but I believe it is now the Baird Center. But yeah, let's get back to MGC, my OBS. So yeah, come check it out. I'll be there. I know a ton of other people that will be there. But yeah, last year we used the whole Wisconsin Center. If anybody knows Milwaukee and knows the Wisconsin Center is huge. We had that for 3 days filled. So if you buy your tickets now and you cannot make it, they are forever tickets, just like stamps. So you buy your ticket now and you can't make it for 3 years, your ticket is still good until they get rid of that forever ticket option, which I don't think they will, because everybody loves that. If you can't go, you go, and then your money just sits there for your tickets, which is, cool. So yeah, until you use your ticket, your money is there. But yeah, if you buy your ticket now and then the price goes up next year, your ticket is still good. Even if it keeps going up every year, your ticket is still good, and you don't have to pay extra on it, which is cool. At least that's what the old rule was. I don't think they would change that, because that would be uncool. It wouldn't be really a forever ticket then. It would be like a recent ticket that you need to upgrade. But forever means if you buy it now, it's good forever as long as the show's going. But anyways, I'll be back next Sunday at 2, and I'll have more pinball ideas for you. And you'll have things you want to talk about, and I will too. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be some cool stuff right here. Give me a thumbs up, drop a comment in the bottom below. Check out my description in the videos on YouTube. And take care, and later.